Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take that stack of sources you've got and really dig deep for those crucial bits of knowledge, those insights you need to feel properly informed. And today, wow, we are plunging into a really epic story. It weaves together ancient magic, ruthless pirates, some pretty complex political intrigue.
And even a battle against, well, darkness itself. It's quite the mix.
Absolutely. We've got this fascinating set of documents laying out this whole series of extraordinary events. And what they show is how these things that look like separate threats, they're actually, threads in a much bigger, much more terrifying tapestry.
Right, it's all connected.
Exactly. So let's unpack this. Our mission today: explore the journey of this sacred artifact, the rise of these powerful dark forces, and the unlikely heroes who get caught right in the middle.
And this deep dive should give you a kind of shortcut to understanding just how complex and interconnected it all is.
Yeah, hopefully with some surprising facts and those aha moments you won't want to miss. Okay, so our story really kicks off on the high seas. We've got a cargo of, well, unimaginable value. The Terror of the Gods.
And the theft itself, right away, tells you this is way bigger than just piracy. If you know the lore around the terrace, this jewel, it's the conduit. It's the lifeblood of magic, the connection to the gods.
So losing it is catastrophic.
Totally. Prayers unanswered, magic just fades. For a whole decade. This isn't just about stealing something valuable, it's about severing that fundamental link for humanity. So the question the sources immediately raise is, who would even dare try something like this?
And the documents point pretty quickly to this one figure, a madman named Bear, his target. The ship Ishap's Dawn, which was carrying the tear to Krondor.
And the journey itself was already dangerous, right? Near Widow's Point, that notorious spot.
Exactly. No ship survives there, supposedly. Bear's attack, it's described as brutal. He's using Quegan fire oil catapults, a seized Quegan patrol boat.
And then there's the really weird part, this immunity he has to priestly magic.
Yeah, attributed to some kind of red glowing amulet he wears.
And that immunity, plus what his own first mate, Newt, says about him, it really points to something darker influencing Bear.
Newt himself is just a pirate, right? A little thief.
Yeah, but even he describes Bear as having changed, become far blacker a soul than before, just reveling in pointless killing, destruction. Newt was actually terrified of him.
He saw men die lingering, painful deaths.
Right, so this isn't your average pirate captain. Something's corrupted him. And it's also worth noting, Newt wasn't exactly loyal either. He was planning to double-cross Bear, poison his own crew and slaves after they unloaded the loot. So, layers of treachery there.
And the consequences of this raid, they don't just stay out at sea. They hit home. We see the impact on people like Lucas, the innkeeper, and his daughter Talia.
Lucas was kind of walking that line, wasn't he? Between legitimate business and, well, lawlessness, helping Newt fence the goods.
Yeah. And when Bear attacks, Lucas is in. Talia tries to protect her father.
And she's just killed, brutally. Which, of course, lights this fire under Prince Arutha's cousin, William. He loved Talia.
Right. Sets him on this path of vengeance.
And this is where the personal tragedy just gets woven right into the epic scale stuff. Talia's death isn't just sad, it's like a trigger. William, consumed by grief, he actually transforms. He becomes a vessel for Kahuli.
The god of vengeance.
Exactly, clad in that blood-red armor. And in that state, he confronts Bear. And that amulet Bear has, useless against direct divine power.
So Bear's own actions kind of backfired, creating the very force that defeats him.
Precisely. It turns that personal tragedy into this catalyst for a divine-level response. Pretty striking.
Okay, so while William is off on this divine vengeance quest, what's happening back in Krondor, the prince's city?
Well, that's where we follow Squire James. He's described as clever, pragmatic, navigating the city's, let's say, less savory side.
And he gets this assignment. Meet the prince's new court mage, Jazhara. She's just arrived from Stardock.
And she's got connections, right? Related to the ambassador from Great Kesh.
Yeah, but there's more to it. Our sources reveal she's actually Keshian nobility. And her great uncle.
Jazhara Khan, head of Kishan intelligence up north. So, bam, right away you've got this layer of high-stakes political intrigue dropped into the mix.
And it gets thicker. There's this dyer in Krondor, Yusuf. Seems like he's working for Jazhara Khan, running a profitable shop with cheap child labor, it notes.
Almost free, yeah. But Jazhara digs deeper and finds out Yusuf is actually betraying her great uncle. He's working for someone else.
This mysterious figure known only as the Crawler.
And this is where it gets really insidious. The crawler isn't just paying Yusuf off, they're actively pulling strings to create confrontation between our peoples.
Trying to start a civil war, basically, between the kingdom and Great Quiche.
Exactly. And the depth of the betrayal is, frankly, chilling. Jazhara finds a death warrant for herself.
With her great-uncle's signature on it?
Yeah, but it's fake. Orchestrated by the crawler specifically to discredit Hazara Khan. It shows how calculated this is, blurring personal attacks with major political destabilization.
So who is this crawler? What's the end game here?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Jazhara guesses it could be political ambition or maybe something darker, linked to dark powers who would cherish chaos as a kind of smokescreen.
So not just about power or money, but chaos itself as the goal.
Yeah.
Or maybe hiding something else.
It suggests something much bigger, much more manipulative than just a criminal network. A force aiming for widespread breakdown.
And speaking of dark, James and Jazhara find something truly awful down in the sewers of Krondor.
Right. After dealing with some Nighthawk assassins, which is already bad enough, they follow this strange green light.
To a hidden room.
Yeah.
And inside, exacts.
Containing. Well, the sources say creatures made from babies, stolen or bought right after birth, then refashioned and twisted against any reasonable nature by malignant arts.
That's horrifying.
It is. The creature they actually encounter is immature, but already powerful. It's made through this dark magic called arcane vitreous.
Arcane vitreous?
Yeah, apparently it's a branch of the lesser path. Used properly, it's about understanding life, curing illness, but twisted.
It creates abominations like this.
Exactly. And the creature they found, it had already killed armed men. Jazhara points out it was just an infant. Imagine a whole army of them, fully grown.
So there's a powerful, truly malevolent magician operating right there in Krondor.
Absolutely. Someone capable of and willing to commit just unimaginable horrors. Not just chaos, but active corruption of life itself. It really makes you confront the level of evil at play here.
Okay, so the tier of the guides is still out there. Missing. James, Jazhara, William, who's recovering from his divine episode.
Right, and Solon, that stoic Ishapian warrior monk. And they recruit a new guy, Kendarik, a wrecker.
A wrecker. Like salvaging shipwrecks.
Yeah, seems like his skills might be needed. They all head out to retrieve the tear, journeying to Halden Head. It's near Widow's Point. Looks like a sleepy villa.
But it's not.
Not at all. The place is gripped by fear. Villagers are talking about witchcraft, wolves, but it becomes clear pretty quickly.
It's vampires.
Yeah, creatures that stalk the night, killing good townsfolk and stealing their souls. That's how the sources put it.
And what's really disturbing is the local priest, Father Roland, priest of Sung. He's misleading everyone.
Right, blaming this old woman, Hilda, out on Widow's Point, calling her a witch. But secretly, he's using amulets to drain life force from children.
That's a deep betrayal of trust, manipulating the community from within.
Exactly, and it gets worse. The sun itself is dimming over the village.
Dimming? How?
The sources call it a dark agency, caused by either a relic of great power or a spell forged by a magician of great arts. It covers a huge area, letting the vampires walk around even during the day.
Okay, so this is way beyond just a local vampire problem. This implies a really significant power at work.
Definitely. And when the team confronts Father Roland, he's revealed to be possessed. He shows this Ma amulet, speaks with this deep alien voice, then collapses.
An alien voice.
Yeah, and James hears it. The description is apparently reminiscent of a Black Slayer.
A servant of Myrmendamus. From past conflicts.
That's the implication. It's a huge clue, connecting these current events back to much older, greater evils. A massive conflict, maybe never truly ended.
And Hilda, the woman Roland was blaming, the supposed witch.
Turns out she's a wise woman, knows remedies. She confirms the vampire lord is behind the plague and the dimming sun, and she tells them how to beat him.
Find his soul vessel in the old Halden family crypt.
Kill him, take his hand, bind a special talisman to it, and doing that, she says, will open a hidden door.
To an ancient temple. Okay, so things are getting deeper and weirder. What about Kendarik's spell to raise the ship, the Ishap's dawn, to get the tear?
Ah, right. It wasn't failing because he was inexperienced. It was being actively blocked.
By what?
By a powerful scrying device the vampire lord had. A giant black pearl creating this huge magical interference field.
So the vampire lord was part of this wider plot too.
Yeah. Well, yes, but the real power countering Kendarik, the one behind the vampires, turns out it's a leash, an undead magician named Savan.
A leash. Where do they find him?
In that hidden temple Hilda mentioned. deep under Widow's Point. It's described as an immense, dark pit of black madness.
Sounds delightful. What's in this temple?
Ancient Caitian texts on necromancy and cages packed with human captives.
Oh, no.
Food?
Seems like it. Food for the goblins who are also using the temple as a base.
Yeah.
And the leash, Sivan, he serves someone called the Nameless One.
A nameless one.
Yeah, a dark entity. And the ultimate goal, to open a portal, unleash some kind of woe beyond imagining, turn all mortals into, well, cattle farmed for their appetites. Okay, so this is it. This is where everything connects. The piracy, the Krondor plots, the vampires, the leash. It's all leading to this one apocalyptic threat.
Exactly. The local problems were just symptoms, or maybe steps along the way. The sources paint a terrifyingly coherent picture of this overarching malevolence.
So they defeat the vampire lord, they defeat the leash, and the terror of the gods is finally recovered from the Ishap's dawn.
Right. William, still recovering, helps secure it. It's described as this massive ice blue jewel. They bring it back to Krondor.
But the story doesn't quite end there, does it? Because there's still this sense of a bigger shadow, a puppet master.
Correct. The team reports back to Prince Arutha, laying out everything they found. The crawler, those creatures made from babies, the vampires, the leash, and it all seems to point to one mastermind pulling the strings.
Seedy.
Seedy. William describes him as just a traitor, but one who knows way too much, dealing with goblins, orchestrating attacks. James immediately suspects he's more.
Thinks maybe Seedy gave Bear the amulet.
Yeah, that's his suspicion. And James is right. The sources confirm Seedy's true nature.
Which is?
Not just a man. He's ancient, lived for centuries, serving the Nameless One.
Wow. So he's been around a long time.
A very long time. He actually admits he was the first one to find Bear's amulet in over 1,000 years. Says he succumbed to its power, went mad for a while before gaining clarity to serve his dark master.
And there's a connection to Hilda, too, the wise woman.
Yes. It turns out Seedy and Hilda have been opponents for centuries because Hilda, she's not just a wise woman, she's the ghost of a dead goddess.
A goddess. Opposing the Nameless One?
For ages, apparently. So this conflict, it's ancient. Cosmic, almost.
So what is the ultimate goal, then? Why all this manipulation, this suffering?
The Nameless One wants that portal open, and the key is the terror of the gods.
How?
Remember that vision Hilda showed them? It depicted a future where the tear, tainted by Kenderic's blood, somehow turns blood red.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And then a mage of most puissant and dark powers, who we now have to assume is Seedy, uses that corrupted tear to unleash, well, horrifying creatures.
So it's not just about chaos anymore. It's about actively using the tear, this divine artifact, for ultimate destruction.
Yeah.
Opening a gate for the Nameless One.
Exactly. It's an existential threat. A plan to completely reshape existence, subjugate all mortal life, far beyond simple piracy or politics. It's a dark god trying to break through.
Wow. Okay, so when you step back and look at this whole deep dive, what really stands out to you?
I mean, we've tracked the single jewel, the tear, from its sacred origin through this near-catastrophic capture. We watched what looked like random acts of evil in Krondor.
Yeah, the crawler, the baby creatures.
And then saw them weave into this vast conspiracy. We saw ancient dark powers stirring, and it's all connected, driven by this one overarching plot to unleash the Nameless One. It completely reframes those initial events, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows how easily, I guess, a world can just spiral into chaos if the leaders are too busy with, the small stuff, the local problems.
Or just fail to see the pattern. The detail in these sources is incredible, showing how the real threats operate from the shadows, manipulating pawns, using every conflict, even personal grief.
Like with William and Talia.
Exactly, leveraging it all towards their own horrific endgame. It's quite a stark reminder. Even something that looks like a simple overdue caravan could actually be the first sign of some cosmic evil stirring.
Indeed. And it definitely leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? If these threads of chaos and destruction can be so carefully, so intricately woven by some hidden hand, well, how much of the seemingly random troubles in our own world might also be part of some larger unseen design?
That's a heavy thought to end on.
Something to mull over, anyway. Until our next deep dive.